listen, why is it so hard for mainstream media and broadcast teams to put some respect on A'ja Wilson's name? She is a Black queen. She was undoubtedly the MVP of the USA women's team for this 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. But for some reason, Breanna Stewart, who is phenomenal and one of the best players we've seen ever in basketball history, got a lot of the praise, like to the point where you're saying, okay, there's an agenda going on subconsciously or consciously, because there was a board graphic that the broadcast crew put up during the Olympics, and it said Breanna Stewart was in a league of her own after she went off the last game at that time. She had 9 points against Nigeria, 9 points on like 13 field goals. What? At that point, after A'ja had like one average game where she had like 9, 10 points, she was carrying the team. Everybody that was on Twitter talked about how A'ja was carrying the squad, and she was the engine that made the US team go. And if you just watch the game, like, this is the problem. If you watch the game, you can see the impact that she has, not only offensively, but also defensively, and her ability to create things for others, right? So here's what happened. So Team USA wins gold, okay? FIBA names Breanna Stewart the MVP of the team. You know how many points? Here are her stats in 32 minutes. Like 15 points, about like 10 boards, and like 4 or 5 assists, something like that. A'ja Wilson, in 23 minutes, 16.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and like 2.5 assists. So she did more damage in almost 10 less minutes, right? 16.5 points in 23 minutes. Breanna, 15 points in 32 minutes, because they had to play her so much because of the way the roster was constructed for Team USA. And it's as if the broadcast crew really didn't want to give the broadcast crew didn't want to give A'ja her respect, because when you see the game being played, each game, and the way that Wilson impacted the game from a totality standpoint, it was clear how crucial she was to the team's success. Not to say Breanna wasn't crucial and she's not important, because she is, and is an extremely talented player. But A'ja Wilson was the MVP of that squad. If you watch every game, you saw on full display her mismatches, the mismatches that she created down low on the post when she was facing, younger, or not younger, but shorter defenders. You saw her ability to be a pest on the defensive end, forcing tough shots, getting blocks. I think she ended up with like 5 blocks in the title game against Japan. Why are we so, when I say we, I mean mainstream society and mainstream media, why are we so focused on propping up white people, white players in this instance, instead of propping up Black women who have been the backbone of the team? It's disrespectful, and it's annoying, because we have gone through so much to get the respect that we deserve, to get the attention that we deserve, and yet still, even when it's so clear to see who has been the best player, the most important player, they choose to go with the white woman or the white man. In this case, the white woman in Breanna. It's got to stop. It has to be a conscious effort. Everybody has their own biases, and that's fine, because nobody is without biases and prejudices, but it's how you control them and how you are able to not let that affect your broadcast skills, or affect how you broadcast a game, or you work to rid yourself of those biases. Because as soon as I started watching USA women's national team, game after game, it's like, whoa, what game are y'all watching? Because I see my girl, Asia Wilson, putting girls to work, putting these ladies in a torture chamber, both on offense down low with the post game, as well as a little mid-range, and then on defense, when she may not block a shot, but she damn sure affects it. She alters a shot. And I'm so tired. I'm so sick and tired of the excuses that people put out. Well, they're just trying to be fair. No, it's not trying to be fair. It's favoring one athlete over another when that's not necessary at all. And this was I think there was a study that came out, in 2020, how Black women, Black women make up the majority of the WNBA, and they were doing the best work, but white women received the majority of the coverage. That don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. You would think that the WNBA is led by white players, even though the majority are Black. Asia Wilson, hold up, I just forgot. Asia Wilson is the reigning MVP in the WNBA, and people still try to sleep on her. The ones that are in control of the narrative, and that's why you saw so much pushback on Twitter from people who are very connected to the WNBA game, and specifically to Asia Wilson, because that narrative shapes how people view these players. And I love Asia Wilson and all of her personality and her on-court game and how she's able to operate and be a terror on the offensive end and just dominate. But we got it. You can't ignore the facts. Like, it's one thing if somebody's playing bad and they're a really good player, but they're playing bad for a tournament, okay. But the facts were there. She was averaging like a double-double for the first few games. And yet you saw the crew kind of downplay her effect. And that's not right. And so we have to continue to hold these broadcast crews accountable. We have to continue to hold the positions, the people in positions of power in the media workspace accountable, to let them know, look, y'all better put some respect on Black women, not just in the WNBA, but all across, major professional sports for women, because we're tired and we're fed up with the reduction of how these amazing Black women play on a night-to-night basis. Again, it's not to say Breanna Stewart didn't deserve, praise and attention, because there was one game where she particularly went off. I think she dropped like 20, I think it was like 25 or something, definitely a 20-plus piece. And then in the championship game against Japan, she had some really nice blocks as well. But she gets all the praise. She gets more praise than she deserves. That's all I'm saying. We can appreciate her greatness, but don't appreciate her greatness by stepping on people like Asia Wilson, stepping on Black women and their accomplishments and their talent and the play that they put forward. It's so insulting and annoying, but that's all right, because we're going to come to a day where Black women finally get the respect that they warrant each and every day. Asia Wilson, again, reigning MVP, and they treat her like, oh, she had a decent tournament. Oh, she had a solid, she was good. She was good for this game. She's amazing for that game. Okay. No, she was the MVP. You know what that means? The most valuable player. 23 minutes, remember, 23 minutes she played in the Olympics, average. 16.5 points, 7 rebounds, about 2.5 assists. 23. Imagine what you would do if she had the same amount of minutes that Breanna Stewart played in. Imagine. Then you would see those numbers skyrocket. You know what I see when those numbers are pointed out to me and I look at the scoreboard and the stats, the box score, in addition to watching the game, A'ja Wilson is efficient as hell. Efficient. She knows the assignment, and sure, she may, miss a few layups here and there, but overall, your girl A'ja is cooking. She is as reliable as anybody on that team. And there were a hell of a lot of great players, obviously being on the USA Olympic squad. But yeah, man, put some respect on A'ja Wilson's name. And this is something that I think Dolores, a big South Carolina fan and a big figure in the WNBA community, said, like, A'ja's going to be nice and she will be humble and not call out the BS that's going on about how people view her treatment or view her game and her talent. But that's why we got to do this. That's why we have to hold these crews and the mainstream media markets, networks, I should say, to a higher standard. Because they're not going to do this on their own. They're going to have to be forced into that and to look themselves in the mirror. So again, and we didn't even get to Brittany Griner. Oh, hold up. Yeah, Brittany Griner was doing amazing things. She had like 26 points. 26 points. I think it was. She might have ended up with 29. I have to check that. But she took over the game against Japan. And so did A'ja. But the focus was on Diana and Sue Bird, who rightfully so have made a tremendous accomplishment, winning 5 gold medals. That means you're on 5 Olympic teams. 5. The Olympics happen every 4 years, the Summer Olympics. That is one remarkable feat. However, if you look at the contributions they made during the entire Olympics, they were not the main sources of contributing to the team's success. Not the main. They played a role and they had their moments, but we know who came to perform like the all-stars that they were currently. And to see Brittany get an interview after the game, after the Japan game, when they won the gold medal, after Sue and Diana got the interview, it's like, well, wouldn't you think you would do an interview with A'ja, who is responsible for, is one of the major reasons why the USA team won the gold medal? Why didn't she get her shine? Why did she get her props, her respect? Why didn't she get to be propped up like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi? She's very young. She hasn't been in the league that long, so it's only a matter of time before she really starts to dominate these girls, these ladies, I should say. And no interview for Dawn Staley, the first black coach on the U.S. side, U.S. women's side to lead a team to a gold medal. Might be the first black woman, but I'm pretty sure the first black coach. So again, it is the erasure, or the, how do I put it? I would say it's one of those things where you see the impact that a black woman has, or in this case, black women have on a game. It gets diminished by the people responsible for distributing out messages and narratives about the team on any given day. So put some respect on black women in the WNBA. Put some respect on Dawn Staley's name. Put some respect on Brittany Griner's game. Put some damn respect on A'ja Wilson's game. Because my dog, she is special. And I love her for that. And we love her for that, and all the contributions that she makes to society and also to the game as a whole. So yeah, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because I'll be doing more commentaries on sports related topics and matters that come up, and also culture, pop culture, and other things that are going around in the country and the world. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's your boy, Chris Williamson. See y'all later.